Okay. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for coming to this makeup session. We're going to be doing a lot of cover stuff today. It's a really important session as we start to dive into our covers in the next couple weeks, which is really exciting. I actually just had my cover call with Brian like an hour before we started this. So getting some exciting momentum there, and we'll tell you how you guys get to that point. So I'll turn it right over to Brian. Yeah.
Fantastic. Let me pull up Quip here. Perfect. That's the one I need. Awesome. Let me go here. Cool. So the fun thing that we've been doing here over the past couple of weeks is identifying your cover preferences. Now comes the real fun part of, now that you've identified your preferences, what they are, how do you actually envision it as like an actual book cover? Because the way this is actually going to work is it'll be a very collaborative process where you will work with your cover designer after you establish your vision, what you want your book cover to look like. You'll then work with them to then execute on that vision. And as you'll see, it'll play out very tactically and quite nicely, which is why a lot of the book covers that New Degree Press has done are pretty good. But in terms of this one, today we're going to do the workshop that I call the this for that cover exercise, where you'll take a cover that you really like, that you admire, and use the structure of that cover to then act as the basis for you to then play around within that framework to then come up with something. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to share my screen to give you an example of what exactly I mean. So on Quip, there's a document exactly like this in PowerPoint or Keynote, take your pick, where it's got a left side and a right side. The left side for the cover that you want to emulate, and then on the right side to put your own spin on things. So that way you can see how it compares. Obviously, it won't be professional because you're just hacking it together right now, but ultimately a cover designer will make the vision that you have look great. So in terms of this one, to give you an example, my favorite book cover is Originals. I think it looks amazing. It looks clean. It is arguably the best book cover that has ever existed. I will fight you if you say otherwise. Big, bold title at the top, author name underneath. I love the central image of this paint, so iconic, and original is the only word for it because Carson and I were talking about it before, and then the subtitle inside. So using that as the structure of it's a central image-based cover, I had to think of a central image. And for me, my book's about entrepreneurship and video games. I got to do something video game oriented. So for me, it was a video game controller. It just made sense as that image. And then I thought, okay, so the titles then got to be above, the subtitle underneath because it can't be overlaid on the controller, and then my author name underneath. And essentially that's how you get to a cover. Like, it's by and large not that different except for the placement of the subtitle, a central image based type of a cover. You fill in the information of the title, the subtitle, the name, and then eventually you get to like an actual finished book cover through some iteration with your cover designer. And as you can see, these covers aren't really that different structurally. Obviously, the color, the font, all of the elements are different, but structurally, there isn't that much difference to it. And that's the fun of it, right? Like, what we're going to be doing here today is you're taking a structure, an already established structure, and then playing around with it to find something that you think is intriguing and interesting. So you don't have to come up with something creative. That's already taken care of. You just have to figure out what that symbol, that image, that font style could look like for you and your book based off the direction you want to take your book cover. So that gives you an idea of what we're doing here today. So Carson can direct everybody here to where the highlights are on Keynote and PowerPoint. And then we're going to pick on someone random to actually share their screen with everybody. So as we go through it, you can see what somebody else is doing, and anybody who's not here can watch the recording and see, oh, that's how they got to that. That makes sense.
Yeah, just real quick, to find it, you can just like search up the PowerPoint or Keynote, it'll probably be the first thing. It's in the manuscript to book materials, and the session materials looks like this. And on the side, there's like a place to download like the different options, whether it's PowerPoint or Keynote. So go and find that. Looks here, I got mine right here. If you guys cannot see that, wait, never mind, hold up. But yeah, I mean, pretty simple. Let me know if you need help finding the template. I can tag you with it. Yeah, and so work on that. Does anyone want to like volunteer to like share their screen or anything and go through it? I did this the other day, but I already did the activity, so can't really like do it again. But anyone want to like share their screen while they make their design covers? I mean, I can show mine again, like give a good example.
No, we're gonna pick on someone.
Yeah, but this is like the ones I was messing with when I did this on Monday. Just kind of based off, originals. I was talking with Brian. I like that one a lot. So yeah, are we gonna pick on somebody?
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna pick on Katie. I'm gonna pick on Katie because you know what? Her name is like front and center in terms of my screen on it. So I'm gonna pick on her to share her screen. So that way, anybody else watching at home can see like what is Katie's thought process of taking a cover that she really likes and then putting her own spin on it. And don't worry, everybody else is gonna share some of their favorite creations on this hack together exercise at the end. Don't worry, everybody's gonna share their screen at some point, but we'll pick on Katie first. Oh, we got Kate.
Oh, my bad.
No.
Now it's you, Kate.
What's wrong with it?
Can you actually help me find it? I'm having trouble.
Oh yeah, go search up PowerPoint again. I'll tell you which one it is. I think you it's a template right there at the bottom. Template, yeah, perfect. And then it's on the side. There's the PowerPoint or the Keynote version. Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
And so we're gonna work on that for like another like 20 minutes or so for a while. Try and make like 3 to 5 that you like, somewhere around that. And feel free to ask any questions if you have them. Oh, and yeah, and everyone try and have it like maybe one or two that you're really proud of and you want to show off. We did that the other day and it's pretty cool. So.
Hey Carson.
Yes.
So I am babysitting right now and I have to run the kid to his practice really fast.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
It's no problem.
So I can like keep you guys playing or I call in to listen.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, yeah. You can call in if you want. Well, you can unshare your screen though. We'll
Okay.
let someone else do that. Yeah. No problem though.
Okay, thank you. And then also
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna do some more titles and play around with like the coloring and stuff and like maybe have like a blue sky to represent like daytime and then clouds instead of the stars here.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Whatever works for you.
Very
This is for like our cover briefs to give like some of the cover designers some like good context. So you don't have to go like too overboard, but that sounds like a good plan for sure.
Okay, perfect. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Yeah. Um, you can unshare your screen though. Okay, yeah, there you go. All right, cool. Um, all right, let's see who should be up to share their screen now. Let's actually go with Katie now. Katie O'Connell. Uh, you got off the hook, but if you want to share your screen and show what you're doing, that'd be perfect.
Okay, 1 second.
Yeah, no problem.
I have to figure out how to do this.
It's like on the bottom taskbar. It says share.
Okay, 1 second. See. I can only see your little box right now. I can't open up the full Zoom window. I don't know where it went.
Oh, switch it to you. Switch it to you on your toolbar. Like hit the zoom button on the bottom. Oh no, you must got minimized.
Sorry.
That's all good.
Maybe if I leave the call and come back.
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
You see it now on the bottom.
All right.
Cool.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks good. Okay, we'll give like 5 more minutes for the exercise. You're getting this is pretty good, Katie. This is pretty impressive. Mine were not nearly as good, but yeah. Well,
Katie's using Photoshop right now, so infinitely objectively better.
yeah, no, these are good. So we'll do let's say 5:45, and then we'll each show one, and then talk about next steps. All right, so start wrapping up. Be prepared to show it off. Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, let's just, each share our screens and show cool, and I'll I'll take over real quick to show mine. This one I was pretty excited about. This gold imagery with the central image is based off the originals. I like this cover a lot. Like Brian and I were talking about it today. just like the whole central imagery. It's pretty cool. Got me excited about it. So yeah, that's mine. Let's see who's next. How about Allie? You want to show off a cool one you came up with?
Sure. Let's see. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah. Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
I can't decide. These are all like slight variations of the same thing, so I don't
Yeah.
tell if I like the blue background or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is what I have right now.
I like the colors. That was cool.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, great work. Cool. You can stop sharing now if you want. We can go to let's see. We all kind of saw Kate's and we all saw it kind of saw Katie's. So we can we do Randy.
Hold on, let me share my screen.
Yeah, sounds good.
Mine's really rough, but one of them was like kind of having all the hands go into a circle and definitely incorporate some more color there. Something like this too, this was a stock image, but incorporating some kind of like light bulb and maybe someone isolated as well.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. Good work. All right, and then last but not least, let's go with Kelsey.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool. I'm also having trouble with I think I got minimized and now I have no idea how to share my screen.
Yeah, I can maybe do it for you. No, I can't. Do you know how to get out of that, Brian?
In terms of being minimized, like can like she see our faces on Zoom?
Not all of them. Like I can only see right now. I can only see myself because I'm the one talking.
Interesting. And on like the bottom, there's not a bar that you could click on that pops up where it says mute, stop video, invite, participants share.
No, I've been trying to play around with it for a while. It only just lets me make it like bigger or smaller, like my actual thing. But it'll let me like make it like a tiny bar or like a very small thing or like a little bit bigger, but not the full screen. Like I can't do that anymore. I've been having trouble for like most of the session.
Interesting. Do you have Keynote or PowerPoint?
I've been using Keynote.
Perfect. Can you save what you have and then clip it to me? I'll then share my screen.
Yeah.
Cool.
If it was PowerPoint, Carson, it would have been you.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Is it gonna let me drag and drop this or no?
Yeah, you can drag and drop it. Just drag and drop it into chat and boom.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull up the chat. Okay, there we go.
While we're waiting for that, I can start to talk about like the next steps. Basically, after today, we'll start working on our cover briefs. That sound right?
There, Carson.
What's up?
You can stop right there, Carson. I'm about to.
Oh, okay, sounds good.
Oh.
Perfect. So that.
Oh, cool.
Take.
Oh yeah. So that's I can see that one now. So that's the first one. I liked the concept of this image where like you could see it was alluding to people, but it wasn't actually like a person's face. So it took me a while to find that image, and that's like the only one out there that I could find. So it's not perfect. It's not exactly what I want, and I wanted to like fill the whole cover ideally, but something along those lines, and then having the words at the bottom is something that I like, kind of drawing the eye down. And then the second one that I sent Brian was incomplete. That's the one that I was like kind of attempting to come up with, but I like the idea of coming up with like words that kind of create like an image like out of the title. And I found a couple different covers that I liked. And I haven't come up with anything creative to kind of look like that, but hopefully someone else is more creative than I am in this process.
Totally. I like
Great.
that.
Yeah, awesome. Good work.
Those are both pretty cool. I dig it. I would just hold on to those. Sweet. So I'll talk about the cover brief here.
Yeah.
And map out what's ahead, because the next 2 weeks here are going to be good. Because for any Georgetown students in the room, I know Georgetown Day is coming up, and my goal is to not rain on anybody's Georgetown Day parade. So we're gonna be thoughtful about this one. So now that you've attempted this exercise, you've thought about what covers could look like, definitely take some time and breaks in between revisions to come up with more ideas, to test a cover you like, see what your own version of it could be, because it'll be important as we walk through this cover brief next week. So what we'll do next week is we'll literally walk through step by step each of these pieces, fill in basic details about your book, explaining everything so that way the designer can understand what your vision is, and then ultimately you'll include visual representations of what your cover concept is. So that way, not only like in written form does the designer understand what you're saying, but they can like visually see it too. So if there's a disconnect, you can explain your thoughts more thoroughly and thoughtfully. And ultimately, you'll have two. And then if you really have like a lot of ideas, you can add a third idea. But two really solid ideas that you're excited about. And we're going to create the first draft of this brief next Monday, so next week. Or whatever time we end up meeting based off Carson's poll. And then in terms of that, the week after, week of April 22nd, everybody's going to do a one-on-one call with me where we actually sit down, walk through your brief, you explain your vision to me, and so that way I can wrap my head around it. And we can hone in and tighten on your ideas. That way the designer can actually execute on your vision and really live out what your hope is for your book cover. So when come May, mid-May is when you'll get your first covers back. You can have I can make your decision an incredibly hard one where you're like, shit, Brian gave me 3 or 4 really good covers that I'm really excited about. I don't know what to do, because that'll be something you share with everybody who pre-ordered your book. To say, hey, since you're part of this community here, want to share with you some early directions I've gotten back from the designers, some exciting stuff. Would love your thoughts and feedback on it. And that'll be how you get feedback and then ultimately land on your cover. So this week is all about creating concepts to think about. Next week is about your brief. And then the week after, in the lead up to Georgetown Day, but not on Georgetown Day, to do a cover call with me. Does that all sound good?
Yeah, just to add on to that real quick. Like I did some of the concepts, like I did it on Monday with the other group that came here, and I've been just like working on concepts that have come in my head throughout the week. So if you have like another idea, don't be afraid to add it. Doesn't have to be what you did here. So yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Cool. Is there any questions about that? I hope you found that valuable. It really excited me when I did it on Monday. It's pretty cool to see the covers starting to come together, the idea of them at least.
And don't worry if you're bad at art. I'm a self-proclaimed stick figure artist. My cover designers are way better than I am. I just know how to explain things and help make the connections happen. So yeah. I'm looking forward to what you all come up with here.
Cool. Was there any questions or anything?
Cool.
All right. Well, great. Everyone enjoy your weekend. The nice weather. Or it might rain this weekend in DC, but yeah. No, I mean, regardless, enjoy your weekend. And I'll see you guys on next week whenever. I'll let you know about the new meeting time. So, see ya. Bye, guys.
Later.